couple of days experimenting with a Raspberry Pi Model 4. I had to do this because my company shut off my USB write capabilities to a hard drive, but my video work keeps filling up my hard disk. So even though I have cloud capabilities and backup facilities by my company, I need a little bit more local storage than I have now. So I thought the Raspberry Pi was a good chance to experiment and see what I could do with it in trying to solve this problem. I've posted on my blog about my experiment, and I'll leave more details there if you're interested. The link will be in the description of this video. The main things that I've tried to do is to set it up to be able to access an external hard drive. Doing that was pretty simple. Booting up the Raspberry Pi and using the steps to pick a operating system and get it loaded onto the SD card and then get the system booted up. All of that was pretty simple. Took a little bit more to figure out how to allow it to talk over my home network. I was able to find some instructions that allowed me to set up an Apple NetaTalk capability that would allow the hard disk to be able to see by my Mac. I'm trying here on the video to connect to that so that you could see it in Finder. Here's a picture when it did actually execute. I've started running for 24 hours now a process using rclone to transfer the files that I have on a cloud server down to the configured and running Raspberry Pi. That process is transferring about 45 gigs of data over the network, been running for 24 hours now. You can see here I was able to use VNC's viewer as a very simple little capability to get access to the desktop, and was able to use SSH as if I'd started the system as if it was a headless system using SSH. I added the desktop later, which has been useful to me in doing this work, although I think in the future I'll probably do the desktop access less frequently and just use the headless SSH access. Overall, I'm quite pleased with the result of the experiment. The ability to get to my data and see my data and have someplace secure I could pull off the USB drive, connect it directly to my laptop. The Raspberry Pi is very good at what it's intended to do, which is allowing experimentation on a fully functional computer. And I did a lot of experimentation, adding multiple kinds of operating systems, reformatting the hard drive into 4 different configurations, experimenting with the network connectivity and the GUI and headless capabilities. Raspberry Pi is a formidable little object. I'd like to see someone develop a smartphone equivalent that could be experimented with in a similar way to the Raspberry Pi.